So I had this moment while playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, where I had to break into someone's house to steal a ring as part of a quest for a group of millers that, as it turns out, are secretly an organization of thieves. And I said to myself, wow, this really is a lot like an Elder Scrolls game. And I in no way mean that to be derogatory. While Bethesda's series of open-world RPGs have been a huge influence on many games, no one's really tried to straight up make an Elder Scrolls game. But that also wouldn't be giving Kingdom Come enough credit, because for all of the parallels in designs and visuals, actually playing Kingdom Come feels like a vastly different experience from Elder Scrolls. So in this video, I want to talk about how these two games can feel so different despite being so similar, and how Bethesda could actually learn a thing or two from Kingdom Come. As an aside, for this comparison I will be using the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion due to its visual similarities and also because it's my personal favorite. Everything I say though pretty much applies to all Elder Scrolls games. Being a game built with history in mind, Kingdom Come is immediately different than the fantasy-based world of Oblivion. Practically everything the game does is meant to simulate what it was actually like in medieval Bohemia. That means stuff like needing to bathe regularly, managing injuries, and eat food before it spoils. This makes buying food at the shop or drink at the tavern important because they have tangible benefits that are needed to keep you alive. Compare this to Oblivion, where food does have small effects, but generally isn't really useful on its own, and is better served as ingredients in a potion. You'll never need to stock up on carrots before making a long trek to the next town, which becomes second nature in Kingdom Come. In fact, a lot of the objects scattered around Oblivion don't really have much of a gameplay benefit. As a result, taverns and markets end up being more like window dressing to flesh out the world. Meanwhile, every shop in Kingdom Come feels important because they all sell stuff you need to survive an average day. The same goes for sleeping. In Oblivion, you only really need to sleep in order to level up, and any bed will do. You'll also recover all your health, but the same thing can be accomplished by simply waiting an hour, a system I abused quite regularly. That's not the case in Kingdom Come though, where the only way to regain health is to sleep it off or use consumable items. Beds also work with what is likely Kingdom Come's most contentious feature, its save system. There is no autosaves outside certain quest moments, and you'll only manually save by sleeping in a bed you own or by purchasing expensive bottles of Save Your Schnapps. It's a radically different approach to Oblivion's Save Anywhere Anytime system, and results in two different experiences. In Kingdom Come, saving some poor villager being accosted on the road might not be worth the risk if you die and lose an hour of progress. You're forced to think about every choice you make, and what you end up choosing feels more important because of this. This is rarely the case in Oblivion, where you can quickly save at any time and retry that locked door as many times as you want. But don't take me as saying that being able to save at any time is bad or anything. After all, Oblivion doesn't want you to get stuck or lose hours of progress. It wants you to go on an adventure. Right from the beginning, you're free to go wherever you want and find a fun quest to engage in, with no worries about save limitations or not having enough food. Kingdom Come simply prefers a more rigorous approach. And the advantage of Kingdom Come's way of doing things is that it forces you to live in its world and roleplay. When you're making a long trek, you need to make sure you've packed enough food and are well rested. And when it's starting to get dark and you're low on energy, there's a real sense of relief when you see that inn on the side of the road. In Oblivion, I would only really stop at an inn because, well, frankly, I kinda wanted to roleplay it a bit. Now, neither approach is inherently right or wrong, but I do appreciate the appeal of what Kingdom Come is going for, and I think it makes certain situations more impactful. Take, for example, the Thieves Guild in Oblivion and Kingdom Come's equivalent. In Oblivion, I joined the Thieves Guild not out of any real desire for money or financial reasons. You don't really need it. I joined because it's a fun quest narrative where you go around stealing a bunch of stuff. The opening hours of Kingdom Come, however, leave you with very little beyond the clothes on your back. Money is necessary to get access to the food and other important items you need to stay alive. So when presented with the faster but much more dangerous option of becoming a thief, I took it. The game's systems made a life of crime an appealing means of survival.
I changed my mind. I'll do what you want.
Come to your senses, eh? Great.
This isn't to say that Kingdom Come is perfect. That save system can be hella frustrating when things go bad, and the devs do seem to be backpedaling on it a bit with an upcoming patch that'll let you save whenever you quit, which I think is a pretty good compromise. There's also the lockpicking and pickpocketing minigames that just don't seem to work right sometimes, which can be really frustrating, and then exacerbated by the save system. But again, they've said they're going to address this, so good on the developers for listening to fan feedback so quickly. The game's also buggy as hell, something that Elder Scrolls also shares. There is an aspect I think Oblivion does better though, and that's in its playable character. Your character is given the bare-bones setup of being in jail, but after that you're free to come up with whatever backstory and personality you want. You also don't have any voice lines, and the dialogue options are minimal with very little personality, the idea being that you will fill in that personality yourself. The ability to create whatever person you want as an avatar for you to roleplay goes well with the freedom-based design of the gameplay. Kingdom Come's approach is more like The Witcher, with protagonist Henry having a built-in personality.
Do corpses bother you?
No honourable man should touch them. That's the executioner's job.
This ends up clashing with the rest of the game's do-anything style. Henry may talk about how much he respects honor and appalls thievery, but right after that I can instantly kill a random woman and steal her stuff. I consistently feel like what Henry says and what I want Henry to do are at odds with each other, a problem I feel Bethesda also faced with Fallout 4's protagonist.
Sean's out there, Codsworth. I need to find him.
So while it's not perfect, it's pretty clear that Kingdom Come's more hardcore ideas have won me over. But I'm not trying to say that the next Elder Scrolls needs to be some hardcore survival sim. I like how Oblivion and Skyrim are lighthearted, and the freedom to go wherever I want and have a good adventure is just what I want sometimes, and I don't think that should go away. But with the next Elder Scrolls being inevitable at some point in the future, I think it would really benefit Bethesda if they took a look at how Kingdom Come is pushing this type of game design forward.